everyone, and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Chopin's Waltz Opus 42. The first thing that you should know is the A-flat major scale, and it's like this. And Chopin is gonna go to the 5th degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have an E flat. He adds the F above, and he does a trill over there. And what you have to do is move between the E flat and F back and forth. Now, it's important that you realize that you're moving right, left a little bit. And also that at the beginning when you're practicing this, try to lift the fingers and really detach the notes and work them out so your hand gets stronger, and then you add a little bit of that movement right and left. The other important thing is that the thumb does not lift. For instance, this is wrong. Any tension here will be wrong. So try to keep it close to the keys. So that means you could have it almost touching there, no force, and then start moving here. Try to control it so it doesn't move. So that's very important. He started very light, so we have a piano. So we have and then we go. This trill does several measures, so you have 7 measures like this. He wrote 3/4, so we're always gonna count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The first beat is strong for the waltz, so we have this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That would be the rhythm. He wrote vivace, so we have to play quite fast in here, and we have 4 flats. For this I'm doing the 2nd and the 4th finger, and I like that because the opening requires more rotation, so it allows me to use more rotation rather than the independence of the fingers. Some people might like 2 and 3. In my case, this kind of tense up a little bit. I feel a little tension, so I prefer this. So now this trill goes by itself, and we have there 4 or 5 measures with it until the left hand comes in. So we could count, let's say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and there we start with the left hand. I'll do it once again. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You start with the left hand. Take your time to be accurate and count it right. Okay? For the most part, it's going to keep going. Once this one starts in here, you keep going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you have this. Okay? You have the part where it's finishing up the trill. Okay? You could vary the touch. You could start very slow and then faster. Increments. Do it lighter. It's totally up to you. Make it a little bit slower. So change the speed. Alright, so on the 4th bar, on the 3rd beat, is going to come up the left hand. So what we have is a chord, and he does this. Okay, and if we count that, we could say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have a rest, even though sometimes you could put a little bit of pedal. The other thing you could take a look at is the harmony. So when you do this, those 2 chords or 6 intervals form part of the same chord, and what he's using is this. If you go to the 2nd note from the scale, you have a B flat minor chord, and he does this. He flipped the F, put it below, and then he does the inversion. So he's using these 2 inversions, and what he does is just get rid of the B flat and does the da, dee, and that's it. Now it's important you count this. You have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then we're going to the next one. Okay, and the other thing is we have 2 voices, so da, dee, that's the important one, and this one a little bit more subdued. Da, dee, so da, dee, okay. The next chord we have this da, da, and that's a little longer 3 beats. So, but it's the same thing, different chord. So we did B flat minor, now we're going back to 1. So we have A flat major. And if you do the inversion here, you have those notes. You get rid of the A flat and that's... So A flat major there. Same thing for the voicing. C more than the E flat and A flat more than the C. And then we finish up with this, B flat and G. And this chord, because you have the E flat going here, if you have the E flat there, it gives you the chord. So we have E flat now. We go to the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go to this one. He just flipped it. B flat and G. E flat is on the trill. And that's how it ends. So we have da dee da da. Finish up the line lighter. Okay? So you could start a pretty medium sound. Da, dee, da. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And this A flat and C is the cane, so make sure the light sound matches the decay of the note. That's important there too. So now we have this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Rest, rest. And you could keep a little bit of pedal there. Once you have that approximate, you could start letting the right hand do the trill and independently put the left hand. So that means I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, da, dee. Okay? Really you have to do your best to keep the trill going and play that left hand, because really you don't have to match each note for this. That's it for that. When you play it, make sure you bring out that left hand a little more. And then we go to this. We begin now the waltz. Now we have the C here, and this will be the melody. So what he'll do, he's going to add steps below. So he's going to do the C and he's going to add D and E flat. I will take that as a group. Now, when you go up and do D flat here, you move these two notes a step up, a half step. So you do, and that's it. So in other words, you have the melody with the 5th finger, and you have these 2 steps below. D, E flat, a step up, E, F. And then what you do is put the 2 together. Okay? Pedal for that, you could change it. Let's say you could play the C, pedal down, let go, pedal up and down here, up, down there, and that's all there is. Also, you could put it on the first note, pedal down, but you have to change there a little bit. Let your ear tells you. If it sounds like this, that will be too much. So you want to blend the notes but not diffuse them like that. So you want some clarity, okay? Now, for this, we're going to have an A flat chord below, and you could find it here. So we have a C and E flat, right? Then you go. So if we take, for instance, C and E flat, and we try to search on the scale, C and E flat is right there. So he's going to use an A flat chord. We do the inversion, and that's what he's going to use. So if you match them now with this, you have this. Match here and match there, even though it doesn't sound quite right. Once you go faster, it will. So we have C, match there, and that's all there is. Now what we are missing here is the bass note. We're going to put an A flat here, and that's all there is. 1, 2, 3, 1. Remember that the first beat, sometimes you could delay a little bit. It should not be noticeable, but 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now we'll do it all together. So the C matches, we go to E flat, matches, and then here matches also. One more time. And then the C is going to match an E flat. Now, it's important that you realize the movements. When you have this group, I'm going down on the C and then up on the next 2 notes. down on the D flat, up on the next two notes. I also not only going down like this, I'm moving towards the C, and then I'm moving towards the left here, right, going to the right, and going to the right. In other words, you have the C and then you go descending left, and then go to the right, descending left, and then going to the right again. It's very important because when you play it fast, you want to be relaxed. It's not necessary to blend it in the C all the whole time while you play this, even though it's good practicing. But when you're going slow, it's fine to do it. When you're going fast, you just need to bring that more. Ta, even if you let go, ta, di, ta, on the top. Alright? So if I play it all together, here will be this. Okay? Now let's go to the next one. And now we have C and B flat. So we have da, da, now C, B flat, measure 9. So we'll do the same thing, because when we started we did C, we did D and E flat, then we went up E and F. Now when we do C, we go descending again to the same intervals, D and E flat. Okay? And when you go descending one note, guess what? You go descending also on the interval. So right, measure 9, you have C and B flat, and you have these two notes. Okay, so all together, and that's all there is there. So the left hand is gonna have, if you take a look, you have an E flat there, and you also have a B flat. So that will give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth chord, E flat. What he does is take these two notes, E flat and G, and put the bass E flat right here, and you end up with this. Practice as many times as you can, practicing the lip. Now let's do this together. So we have the bass note and the chord, so we have the C together, we match here, by itself we match here. Notice that the line is kind of in between, right? So because we match 1, now here's the 2, but the line is here in the end of the beat. This is the third beat, and then here we're gonna change again. So if we play those two measures very slow, you have all right. And remember, all those movements are important. The left hand, you go down and that brings you up, and you play the 2. This last one brings you down, and play this bass note brings you up. And it should be lighter, so bum, yum, bum, be, yum, bum. Remember the movements, down, up. And also remember right, left, going to the right, right, left. That's very important to keep it relaxed. I will practice accents. Sometimes you could teach his right hand and practice like this every other note. C, loud, loud here, loud, loud again. Alright, of the opposite. There you can see against the beat. Alright, and then maybe practice the whole group, let's say emphasizing the top. And then you do one slow, one quick. Opposite. Or all together, one group, one measure. If you can do those that fast, you could do slow, think on the notes, D, E flat, da, dee, or do pa, dee, or do it slowly. So, pa, dee, ta, ta, da, dee, dee, da, da. The important thing is you are doing it, and this applies for the whole thing that repeats the same pattern. Now, if you do it with the left hand, it will be the same thing, accents. You could do it backwards like I mentioned. and so on, or you could do the slow and fast. If you get it that quick, then you could already play it. Measure 10, we have this. So we have B flat and C, and we're going back to B flat. Okay, so we're gonna do B flat, C and D flat, C, D and E flat. Notice that we're down here, we do the C and D flat, we go up and we also go up on the interval. So we have, and for this we use an E diminished. So we have E diminished like this, and what he does is take the D flat and G here and added the E below. So we have, so we're gonna do the 10th measure. So we have this together, together here, together here. And sometimes, because we're doing it so slow, it sounds a little bad, but it's okay. Match here, match here. We go to the next one now. We have the B flat and A flat as a melody, always with the 5th finger on top. And the B flat, we're gonna add C, D flat. Now, because we're going down on the melody, we also go down on the pattern. Always those half steps. And that's all there is. Always notice I'm doing 1, 2. That makes it simple. So, for this, if you take a look, we have A flat and C. And if you look at the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're gonna use an F minor chord here. That's going to be flipped. So we're going to have the C here and the A flat, and then the bass is going to have an F. So we have F and these 2 notes 2 times. So okay, to put it together, same process. We do B flat together with F, play C, D flat together with the chord, then A flat, and then B together with the chord. And then we go here, next part. So let's do it again. Alright, I think it's important now that I play first the melody. So we have this with the 5th finger. And if you can, do a little line there. Da, increasing, da, da, di, decrease, increase, di, da, di, da. Each time you go up, increase the volume. If you go down, decrease the volume. It's not always like that, but kind of sometimes you could do that, okay? Now, if you want, you could practice now the part on the inside, or you could do the line on the left hand. That means the background. So we could do this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You could do this. If it's too much work to put it together, you could have fun. So 1, 2, bass note a little extra. And why not? You could add the line now, the melody line with the bass note like this. So that will make you aware of the line. And then, yes, let's practice like this. Now together. And once you have all that, you can start working with rhythms, like I say, accents, or the slow and fast rhythms. Let's say if you do an accent, you could emphasize on the left hand always. So that will get you to do this. Accent, accent. Like that, very slow. The important thing is that you're getting things right. And then do the slow and fast maybe. And then after you do that several times, then maybe. Okay, one important thing on the music here is that you don't want to blur this. You could start as a beginner playing the note and pedal down and hold it, right? Hold it. Change here, up, down, change here, up, down. Okay, that would be for the beginner. So you could do up, down on the pedal, up, down on the pedal, up, down on the pedal, up, down, every time the bass note come in. But if you do that, it will blur everything up. So you want to change, let's say here, maybe change again, each time, change a little bit more often. And a good thing is like, see, if I put the pedal down per measures, that's way too much. So, and I want to keep the bass notes like bum, bum. I want some clarity. The other one, I don't want that. So I want so I have to pedal in between. That will make it a little bit more complicated to get, but at least you have an idea of what will come afterwards. Okay, I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Also, thank you very much and all my supporters from Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee.